course it is. Good afternoon or good morning. Happy week of increased auto accidents, heart attacks, and strokes. And also me starting on mute. Thanks, daylight saving time. Can't stand you. I am off. I am off. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. How am I a Flash fan? Running late because it's like I couldn't go to sleep last night because it wasn't time to go to sleep. And then I got up at normal time on Saturday, which is not normal time anymore. And now it's an hour later and I hate it. So I've just been off. I mean, I'm already off. Whatever. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Sir Frank Otter. Hope you're getting some of this nice weather that you're sending our way because it's going to be a gorgeous week here. Yes, it's Monday. Started muted. Why not? Why not? Yes. Merry Christmas, Easter. Oh, Carmen, you need to go to sleep. You need to go to sleep. I actually pulled an all-nighter. It did feel that way. It did feel that way. Oh my gosh. I hope you all had a great weekend, despite, the wastefulness of what we did and what we'll do again in November. It's just pointless anymore. Whatever. Oh, and then also for the next couple weeks, all the articles about how all this is going to stop. This is the end of changing your clocks. Whatever. I've been reading it for a long time. Sorry. Sarah has decided to come visit me. I didn't get to sleep at 4:30 p.m. And I didn't get up at 4. Got up at 5, which was still 4. I did take a nap yesterday, which is odd for me. I don't ever take naps. Ooh, 74. We are not going to be quite at 74 today, but we're getting there later this week. Maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm super excited. Spring is a-coming. So we're going to continue on with Miss Aileen Wuornos. But first, can I show you just a little clip from one of my favorite judges? Because it was funny. I would hate to stand in front of him because he's scary and hilarious. It's not Fleischer. Good morning. Or good afternoon, Tracy. Sorry, I'm used to saying good morning. Hope you are doing well. Oh, yes. The lake is definitely still too cold to go play in out there. But you'll get there soon enough, and I will be jealous all summer of you and the gorgeous lake. I love that lake. So anyway, I just have a really quick clip to play because it made me laugh. Maybe it'll make you laugh. Maybe it won't. But this is Judge McNally in Michigan. If you haven't seen him, he's got great hair, for one thing. It reminds me of an 80s actor, and I can never think of who it is, but I know, like, whenever I watch him, I think of, there's that whoever. And this poor lady down here, her last name is Nagy, which I don't think is fair. I don't think it's fair that a woman should have the last name of Nagy. We are all not Nagys. Just saying. Some of us are nice. But oh, no. This is not the Kohlberger judge. Nope. This is in Michigan. This is Judge McNally. And I love this guy because he can come at you really, really hard. But then he is like, okay. He's like, I think a lot of people, like, on Law Talk with Mike's channel, they call him Judge Dad because he is. He is Judge Dad. But she just watched what she does, and it's so cute, and his reaction is cute. So here we go. Let me also know if the sound is good. I don't have it boosted at all.
Good morning, Ms. Nagy. Can you tell me your name? You have to unmute, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay.
I can. Tell me
My
your name.
name
Tell me your name, please.
is Faith Lynn Nagy.
All right, Trooper. Good morning. Your name, please.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Trooper Byer, Michigan State Police.
All right. Is there an offer here? It looks like she's got a pretty good record.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm fine with impeding due to her driving record.
Do you want to plead to impeding traffic, young lady?
Yes, ma'am.
What's yes, ma'am?
I mean, yes, sir. Sorry.
All right. No worries. Relax. Take a deep breath. To the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
That's 0 points. It won't go on your record. Why were you driving so fast?
I was trying to get onto the freeway and there was just the semi trucks coming, and I have been ran off the road before by the Ford trucks when they were all driving down.
So before she gets into blaming the Ford trucks, if you didn't catch it, the trooper said because she has a clean driving record that she could plead down to impeding traffic, which is apparently doesn't go on your driving record, no points, all that good stuff. And the judge says to her, "Is that what you want to do?" And she says, "Yes, ma'am." And he just smiles. And the trooper, you can tell, kind of wants to smile, but he doesn't. And the judge just smiles at her and says, "Yes, ma'am." And she then gets flustered, and he immediately is like, "Just it's fine. Take a deep breath." But he has this little grin on his face the entire time. And it's just, I'm sorry. It was cute to me, but maybe I'm easily entertained. And hello, Christine. It is good to see you. And thank you for being a member for 10 months. I do appreciate it. And a dare. I was hoping you would know the time changed. Yes, the trooper's face was hilarious. But now she's going to blame the Fords. But it's almost over because you just have to watch the judge's face till the end.
Down, so I just go.
All right, I'll accept the plea, dismiss the original charge. 160 is your total. Can you pay that today, ma'am?
If you'd like, I can pay that today, yes.
You can go on 33court.com with a credit card or debit card, whatever, on with your case number. Okay, with your case number. Okay.
Yes,
Trooper,
thank you.
have a great day, young lady. Thank you, Trooper. Have a good day. Be safe. Thank you.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, keep watching the judge's face.
Now you.
He's like, funny, funny, funny. And now back to work. That's all I have. Like I said, I'm easily entertained. I just thought it was cute because, some judges just let that crap, they just let it go. They don't care. He was funny about it, and it just needed a little brighten our Monday. Just a touch, just a tad. All right. I was very entertained. It's nap time. Thank you, Tracy. I thought it was too. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. Carmen, you have to work tonight. She was on the phone with me talking a million miles an hour. I'm like, don't you have to work tonight? Alrighty. Let me know if I need to boost this at all. We are going back to the serious stuff of Miss Aileen Wuornos. This is Investigator Lawrence Horzepa. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right or not, but he will be the only witness, I believe, today. and we will just keep trudging through this. This is still the state's case, and see what he has to say after because remember, he's following up Tyria Moore, Aileen girlfriend at the time. I thought the state, or I thought the process, or the ugh, my mouth hasn't changed time either. The defense would go after her harder, trying to not pin any of the crimes on her, but to show that she was involved. And they really didn't. She was not on the stand that long. Nowadays, she would have been on the stand for like ever. I thought about it over the weekend. I don't know how Aileen Wuornos could have been bringing this stuff back, a car, and who knows what else she took from victims if she did, and Tyria not know something was up. She may not have been directly involved in the actual crime, but she was involved after the fact. Now she got full immunity, so she had nothing to lose to say whatever she wanted up there. And I don't know. Who knows? She knows, but she ain't telling.
Yeah, so would you state your name, what your occupation is, and how long you've been employed in that occupation?
My name is Horzepa, and I'm an investigator with the Volusia County Sheriff's Office assigned to the Major Case Unit, and I've been in that capacity for approximately 4 years.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about your education and training leading up to your taking the position with the Volusia County Sheriff's Office?
I have 15 years of law enforcement experience. The first 10 were at the Broward County Sheriff's Office. For the past 10 years, I've been an investigator. I've had numerous training in homicide investigation, interview techniques, crime scene development. I'm a certified teacher in firearm instructing, also in driving skills. I've also had DNA instruction, officer-involved shootings. I've had specialized training in crime scene procedures.
Is he falling asleep?
All right, and your current primary responsibility with the Sheriff's Office?
Is with the Major Case Unit, we basically investigate homicides, suspicious deaths, and child abuse cases.
Officer, did you have occasion to become involved as a deputy sheriff in the Major Case Unit involved in the homicide of Richard Mallory?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury when you first became involved and how you became involved?
That would have been back on December 13th of 1989. We had received information that there was a body that was found out in the woods, and it was right off of US 1 and I-95 in Ormond Beach. We responded to that area, and I met with two gentlemen who advised that they were out looking for scrap metal in a wooded area that was known to be a basic dumping ground, and that they had come upon a body that had been covered up.
All right, sir, did you observe the collection of evidence and taking photographs as your co-workers and members from the medical examiner's office and others worked at the crime scene?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury whether or not you did anything else at the crime scene that day?
No, sir.
Okay. What was your next activity of significance in the case?
My next activity was to go over to, I had checked with Bonnie Richway, who was a investigator over in Pinellas County. I had been in contact with her in reference.
Hold on just a moment. You're referring to the Mallory automobile?
That's correct.
All right, go ahead. You contacted someone concerning the Mallory automobile?
That's correct.
Go ahead.
I had contacted her in reference to a vehicle that had been found earlier on December 1st by Sergeant Bonnevere. And it was my belief that the body that was found in the woods at that particular time may have been linked to that particular vehicle that had been found approximately 13 days earlier.
All right, sir. And with regard to this case, what did you do in response to that inquiry?
I then went ahead and had Detective Ridgway go ahead and send over some fingerprints for me. In reference to this, I worked with the medical examiner's office and Investigator Lau in order to go ahead and secure the identity of the body that was in the woods.
All right, sir. Did you have occasion to go to the scene where the automobile was found?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may the witness step down and address the matter.
Let's speak about it, that's for the court hearing also.
If you would, show the jury, please, first, where the body was found.
The body was found right approximately here at the shop where the number 1 is.
And where was the automobile found?
The automobile was located at the dock here where the number 4.
And for clarity of the record, Your Honor, you're testifying from State's Exhibit 7 evidence, which is a map of the northeast of Volusia County, correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell the jury that by roadway, how far it is from where the body was found to the automobile, and with your finger, trace whichever roadway you as a Volusia resident would take to travel between the two spots?
From the position of number 1 to the position of number 4, I've taken US 1 straight down to State Road 40, came across, back up onto State Road A1A, and went back north. To John Anderson, and went back up to the actual position of number 4.
Okay, you know approximately how great that distance is?
Approximately 13, 14 miles.
Okay. Is there another route to the north that may even go out of Volusia County that may be shorter? And I don't know that it is. Did you check that route?
There is another route, sir, off of Old Dixie Highway to Walter Corner, but I did not check that one.
From the route you took, you go down through Ormond Beach, cross the river, and back north on John Anderson's, is the neighborhood 13 miles, is that what you indicated?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the witness returned to the scene momentarily.
Yes, sir.
Did there come a time that you developed information with the investigation of the killing of Mr. Mowry began to focus upon the defendant, Ms. Wuornos, in this case?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury how the information concerning Ms. Wuornos developed?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
And Your Honor, may we approach the witness momentarily, and be certain we have ground
Yes, sir. I
established?
think it might be safer to.
Thank you.
Yeah. Both counsel. Can you turn the mic off, sir? Mr. Orange, can you turn the mic off? Thank you. Have a seat, counsel.
Your Honor, may the court, if the court wishes, advise the jury that we're acting under court order, we're supposed to witness and talk to them secretively like that. That's not meant to keep anything from them.
Yeah, we're not trying to keep it from you. The witness is prohibited from this discussing any testimony except from order of the court. I ordered the testimony.
Man,
Is that
stipulated,
where-
Your Honor, what we're trying to do is get all the relevant facts truthfully
That's
before
right,
the
we're
jury.
searching the truth, and that's what we're here for, to search for the truth.
And that sometimes has rules of procedure that need to be followed.
Bingo.
Can you tell the jury how it was that your investigation began to focus on Ms. Wuornos? Keeping in mind the limitations discussed.
We had come across some numerous leads where several names had been identified, and two of those names had been Cami Marsh Green and Tyra Moore. We then went ahead and took those two particular names and ran a check in our pawn shop listings for the Volusia County area to see if any of those people, Cami Marsh Green or Tyra Moore, might have done any business within the pawn shops. We did come across the fact that a person identified as Cami.
Hello, Grandma. How are you? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's good to see you. I hope you are doing well. And you were either up late or up early yesterday because you and I were counting in Discord. But it's good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I can't tell if his jacket is velvet or velour or corduroy. I was kind of thinking corduroy, but I can't tell. You were up late. That's what I figured. I did not figure you were just getting up. I was just getting up. But yeah, I figured you were up late. I know she does. Such a rebel. Yes, 34 is not old, Flash fan. You're going to be there before you know it, 25-year-old. Good grief. Surprised Grandma and I can even like function. I don't know how old Grandma is. No, it's not. Not when you're 25. Oh, Flashman, you just started it. You're gonna get it now, buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Also, thank you for. I did not know that was called a lampshade mustache, Sir Frank Otter. I never thought about it other than like a handlebar mustache, because that's, or a Fu Manchu. Those, I guess, are probably the only two I know. Lampshade. That was something new to me. And thank you for that information. You're legal, Flash fan. I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you. You aren't even that young. You flew past that one. You flashed right by it. You're not that young. You're legal in all states and probably countries. Yep, that's right. I did that already. Got it out of my system. Go to jail.
Green had gone to the OK Pawn Shop on December 6th of 1989 and had pawned several items.
All right. May I confer with counsel?
Yes, sir.
I ask you to examine State's Exhibit 16 and ask if you recognize that document and how that bears on your testimony.
Yes, sir, I recognize it.
All right, sir. And it is already evidence that you testified from it. How does that relate to your investigation in this cause?
On this particular document, it showed as Kami Marsh Green on December 6th of 1989, pawning 2 items, a 35 millimeter camera and a radar detector for the total price of $30.
Did your subsequent investigation reveal whether in fact it was Kami Marsh Green that pawned these items?
We went ahead and checked the thumbprint against Layton's that were over at our Layton Division of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. That particular thumbprint was checked, and it was determined that thumbprint came back to a person known to us as Lori Grody.
Lori Grody.
That's correct.
Did you make a search for someone named Lori Grody?
Yes, we did.
Did you ever find a Lori Grody?
Yes, we did.
And where did you find the Lori Grody?
Well, we found her at the Port Orange Pub, and I made contact with her at the Last Resort Park.
All right, is the person that you were looking for as Lori Grody in the courtroom today?
Yes, she is.
And can you point her out, please?
Yeah, she's sitting right here at the end of the defense table.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the defendant's been identified.
Okay, see.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we approach the bench?
All right.
And did you take the defendant and you know what her true name is or the name that she is known by?
Yes, I did find out her true name,
All right, what is that?
Aileen Wuornos.
And did you take her into custody and place her in custody at the Volusia County Jail?
Yes, I did.
Did there come a time that in which she was talking with another subject under your supervision or under the supervision of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes, sir.
And what was the purpose of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office monitoring the telephone calls?
An attempt to obtain information as far as involvement of Kami Green, Aileen Wuornos in the Mallory homicide.
And did any civilian participate in helping the Volusia County Sheriff's Office in that investigation phase where you were monitoring the telephone calls?
Yes, sir.
And who's the person that assisted the Volusia County Sheriff's Office?
Tyra Moore.
In the totality of your investigation as case agent, do you have any information, whatever, that Tyra Moore participated in killing Richard Mallory?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you develop any information that indicated that Tyra Moore had killed Mr. Mallory?
Objection, Your Honor.
Snappy days.
Your Honor, it would be of assistance to counsel if he would say the ground. Because if he say the ground, I might know what the ground is and be able to rephrase it.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I think the ground is known to the court. If we're going to get into legal argument, we can.
I'd like to.
Jury's one is yours.
With apologies,
Your Honor, I respectfully apologize.
That's all right. I'm hearing things for the first time.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a little hearing, and you all know a lot more than you say years worth of discovery. I need to be enlightened.
My purpose, let me first try to rephrase the question one more time and advise the court the purpose of it. And if there's an objection, if the ground is stated, perhaps I'd be able to cure the objection by rephrasing or asking a different question.
Proper procedure to make a proffer.
And again, the proffer is made on the basis that apparently during the cross-examination of Tyra Moore, it appeared defense counsel was attempting to leave the jury with the impression that Tyra Moore was somehow involved in the murder of Richard Mallory. And I thought that was something that we certainly should rebut. And so the question was to the case agent who worked the case, whether there was any information that he developed that indicated, any evidence that indicated that Tyra Moore participated in the killing or the stealing of the car.
The objection which your Honor has already sustained twice is that A, it assumes a fact not an evidence. B, it's misleading. C, it's highly prejudicial. D, it's bolstering the prior witness. And it is simply an improper question to have an investigator testify as to his involvement on the basis of information he's gathered. You can ask him information, but
Now that I've heard the whole thing, I will overrule the objection.
I figured, Judge.
Praise you.
Thank you.
I just need to be enlightened on these points. Just trying.
Well, just before the jurors come back, if we could just phrase everything real carefully. I know Mr. Tanner's trying to do it, but
Right. I'm just trying to avoid the problems with this that don't need to exist.
Right.
I don't want to bog trouble.
So now I just want to get something barking for the injury, and I would think it saved a little time.
She can be marked. Do you have to put anything in the record about opening bags?
No, sir, not at this point.
Recommend.
Deputy Horzepa, I'd like you to look at State's Exhibit T for identification and ask if you can identify the individual in that photograph.
Yes, I can.
Can you tell the jury who that individual is?
That is Aileen Wuornos.
And can you tell the jury if that's the way she appeared at or about the time she was arrested?
Yes, it is.
Can you speak a little louder, sir?
Yes, it is.
The juror needs to hear.
And in your investigation, were you searching for the Mallory homicide, an individual that matched that general description as depicted in that photograph?
Yes, we were.
Your Honor, please read off the photograph and evidence.
Objection, photograph, unrelevant.
Objection to the rule about that and be received and marked down. Mr. Tanner will give the clerk.
Witness State's Exhibit 29.
Concerning the Mallory case, up until the time you began to tape record, what other evidence did you develop leading you to believe that Aileen Wuornos had killed Mr. Mallory?
objection.
How far is this going to have to go now?
Dealing with the Mallory case, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
No, go ahead, answer. That's your old rule.
In other words, what other evidence had you developed with regard to Mr. Mallory's homicide?
Your Honor, may we approach the bench? I think there's a motion that needs.
Necessary. I think Mr. Tanner knows what I'm going to rule, so I go ahead.
There's a motion that needs to be made outside the presence of the jury, Your Honor. I won't waive it. We can.
I will withdraw the question. Maybe I can move into a different area and come back
All
later.
right.
Your Honor, that won't solve the problem.
Well, you say you can move it to another area. I don't know if that might solve it.
With respect to the motion that needs to be made, Your Honor.
All right, jurisdiction of the jury. What's your motion?
Your Honor, at this time, the defense would move for a mistrial based on the question that was asked by the prosecution, in which the prosecutor asked the witness, as it relates to the Mallory investigation, I think in light of the how closely we've all been skating to try to avoid any reference to any other homicides, and in the context of how the jury has been seeing us skate around it, that by now I feel certain that they are at least very suspicious that there is more than one homicide involved here. And I don't think it can be cured. I would ask for a curative instruction, but I don't think it can be cured. In fact, I think it may emphasize that evidence.
Mr. Tanner?
So if you didn't catch that, she just asked for a mistrial. Obviously, we don't get one. No, Gabby, she's not wearing the same dress every day. This is still the same day. We're still actually, I think, on day of 1 of the trial, but the way that all the testimony is broken up, we are on day 5. So, and Carmen is lying. She does not want that outfit for Christmas. She wants it for 4th of July. It's probably, who knows? Everything's kind of screwy right now, Carmen. Well, I'm sorry. But anyway, they obviously don't get the mistrial. I could not quite understand her if she said, and this doesn't have closed captions on it, and of course, it was because of the way that he asked if some of the evidence, it was the way he asked if the evidence he had found had led him to believe that she had unalived Richard Mallory, and that was maybe his use of the word homicides. Maybe I'm really trying to listen to her. I couldn't get it all. The other ones are going to be brought in. It says so in the description. So I don't know what's happening here, but yes, the window treatment dress is going to lose. And I was hoping since it was her, we would be able to hear it better, but I don't know. I know I can't say the other one, but I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing, Flash fan. And it's really aggravating because when I put my lives up that, when I set them up in advance and I set them up in StreamYard and I come into YouTube, it gives me suggestions for a title, even though I have one. And it'll give me a suggestion that might boost me higher in things, whatever. And then if I use their suggestions, because it has words in there I can't say, then because I tried this test, I clicked one time, then it popped up a message and said, if you use that, you may be demonetized. Your video may be demonetized because YouTube suggested I use a word that starts with K and ends in R, or a word that starts in M and M and R, and then tells me, oh, be careful if you use that. I think that is ridiculous. Like, if I can't say it, I can't say it. Don't be like, here you go. Say it. Don't say it. It's aggravating. So I'm sorry if I keep going blurry. I can't ever tell if it's my glasses or if it's the camera. Oh, yes. Yes, YouTube rejects comments. Yes, that's the creator rights. Yep. I don't know. Gabby, it is so annoying. I don't know why they do it. It's like a trap. They're like trying to trap you. And it's just aggravating because that title will have, so you've got a score of like 100 being max. And if you use, it'll give you like maybe 5 suggestions or whatever. And if you use one of them, some of those have a score of 96. So you're going to get to the 100, no problem, by the time you add in your tags and the rest of the stuff you've got to do. But you can't use it. Or you can use it. You just use it at your own risk. And I don't think it's fair. But enough of that. The window dressing is the dress, Gabby. But yeah, I'll quit now.
Your Honor, we don't believe you've come close at all.
Motion for mistrial denied. Very good, dear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At the time you arrested Aileen Wuornos, would you repeat that date again?
That would have been January 9th, 1991.
Sir. Did you have occasion to obtain any property from her person?
Yes, we did.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I would like you to examine exhibits I and F and G and see if any of those items were taken from the person.
Yes, they were.
Could you tell the jury which of the three, or which combination of the three, was on her person?
At the time of Ms. Wuornos' arrest, she had on her the Florida driver's license identifying her as Cami Marsh Green. And she also had with her at that time some luggage that was also taken with her over to our operations center, which later on was found to contain the key and also this other small piece of paper which says from Jack's Mini Warehouse.
Your Honor, we respectfully offer the Cami Marsh Green driver's license and evidence at this time. It's State's Exhibit.
Aye, for identification.
Renew the previous objection, no further argument. Your Honor.
Objection, number 11, be received, and marked as dispatched for item number.
Substitute 130.
Were you present when the key was taken from the defendant?
Yes, I was.
Can you tell the jury whether or not she said anything in response to the key being taken?
When the key was being inventoried at the branch jail, she had made the comment that that key was her life.
Did there come a time that you had an occasion to use that key in a search in connection with this case?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell the jury what facility that key fit?
It was to a bin at Jack's Mini Warehouse. The bin number was storage C1G.
And did you participate in a search of the storage?
Adair, we don't advertise, but when you get to a certain point, advertisers will start putting ads in your videos, but it's not us. Like, the only thing I can control about the ads is I don't let them run, or I try not to. I don't think there's any running during my stream. But if you watch it on replay, then I do believe that they are there. But I don't think that I have them on, but not on to run during my stream. So you shouldn't see them anyway. But if you don't have YouTube Premium, I don't think you should see them. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, Mr. Valhalla. Where have you been? Been waiting for you to come on my channel. It's been out of control. Also, welcome, Baker Raiders. How are you all doing? We are watching an old trial from back in the day of 1992 of Miss Aileen Wuornos, America's first female serial unaliver, but she wasn't because we've covered earlier serial unalivers who were women. She was just more violent about it. She used a weapon other than poison, which most women use. So we're usually better. We're, I guess, kinder and gentler. Hello, Be Kind Tiger. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Look at Val just comes in. He just starts modding. So this is sorry. This is the Investigator Lawrence Horzepa. I can't say his last name. He's talking about the evidence that he found that connected them back to Aileen Wuornos. And if you don't know, this was a capital case. And the audio here is amazing compared to the audio today.
Then at the, what is it, a mini warehouse?
Yes, sir.
Describe to the jury what kind of property this is, what kind of business goes on.
Basically, it's a self-storage area where everyone rents out a storage unit depending on the size and has their own lock and key in order to gain access into their individual lockers.
All right, sir. Did you participate in entering and searching the property?
Yes, I did.
The storage warehouse, and would you look at, it was 24, 25, and advise the jury whether or not you recognize what those photographs depict?
Yes, sir. These are photographs of the storage building itself and the individual storage locker.
Your Honor, we would offer State's Exhibit F, identification. No objection, Your Honor. And the little brochure on Jackson warehouse, it was taken from the thing.
This is the brochure, no objection. That's the items we received and marked and edited by the proper number.
State 31 and 32.
We have another one. I would ask you to examine State's Exhibit 12 in evidence.
For you youngins in the house, that is Aileen Wuornos down there at the bottom of the screen with what Gabby calls a Joe Dirt haircut. In case that you weren't around when Aileen did her crimes like I was. Because I'm old, just as Flash Fan. 34 is old, if you didn't know. Now you do. Thank you, Flash Fan.
Which is
Yes, she did. She ended 7 men and confessed to that. She's was only tried for one. This is the supposedly her first victim, allegedly Richard Mallory. This is the only one that she was tried for. I know you're 27. I don't know how, because I know you're younger than me, but I'm only 25, so I'm not sure how that works. I know it's called a mullet. It's called a mullet, not a Joe Dirt. That's what came to my mind. Joe Dirt, mullet. It's all this. Yes, it's called a hard to look at. I feel bad for her because her hair was thin. And plus, now let's be honest, she's not around anymore. She's kind of taking a dirt nap so she can be a Joe Dirt. I know, Jess. Good to see you. I know. That's what Flash Fan said that earlier, that 34 was ancient. So bad. So bad. Like, I'm ancient. I must have been a cave woman. What's up, Zach? Greencastle is the exit. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it. Still waiting on that milk. Her excuse was the police kept letting her LOL. Oh yeah. It didn't work out. It doesn't work out at all. Not well. You're so close to being old. I'm so sorry, Jess. Enjoy your last I don't know when your birthday. So enjoy, I know when it is, January 24th. Enjoy your last few months of not being ancient. Because Baker told me I would be charged with a hate crime if he didn't. Hello, Celestial Force. Yes, I saw a boy, and he was a boy, was a in Texas. He had, I believe, what was called a waterfall mullet. It was it was amazing, and I think he won a contest with it. And the mullets are back. Mullets are back. Mustaches are back. Also, Sir Frank gave us a little fun fact of the witness on the stand there, the investigator. His mustache is called a lampshade. That's the style, whatever. It's the name of the style. So now you know. Yeah. Sorry, I was watching Zach and Grandma talk about telling people to be quiet and but saying shut up.
A civilian type photograph and exhibit Y for identification. First, I would ask you to discuss if you recognize the photograph and what it represents to you, what it depicts.
Yes, sir, I do.
Could you tell the jury?
This is a photograph that was received by myself from Mr. Mallory's girlfriend, Jackie Davis.
Son Jeff Davis is in that photograph?
That's correct.
And what's the significance of that photograph as it relates to Mr. Mallory's case?
This particular photograph depicts in the photo itself, there is a picture of a Polaroid Instamatic camera, sort of purplish maroon in color. It's sitting on the top of a small piece of furniture. And Ms. Davis advised me that this particular camera belonged to Mr. Mallory.
Objection here, so Your Honor.
Sustain the objection. Hearsay testimony.
In your investigation of the Mallory homicide, did you begin to look for such a camera or try to be aware that such a camera might be relevant?
Yes, sir.
Did you find such a camera?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell the jury when and where you found that camera?
We found it at Jack's Mini Warehouse. When we did the search of that particular bin on January 14th, 1991.
And the bin was rented by whom?
It was rented by Cami Green.
And the key to that bin was taken from whom?
Aileen Wuornos.
And the identification stating Cami Green is an individual was taken from whom?
Has to answer.
True.
Yes, sir. Would you look at Exhibit Y, which is to your left front? Do you recognize that item?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell the jury what that is?
That's the Polaroid Instamatic camera that was taken out of the storage bin.
I would offer the camera into evidence.
It still has not been established, Your Honor, Judge.
Objection, we'll let the item be proceeded regarding the proper number.
We would also object on confrontation grounds, Your Honor, as to the manner the predicate was laid and other issues.
Objection noted.
All right, sir, did there come a time that you spoke to Aileen Wuornos in connection with your investigation into the killing of Mr. Mallory?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the jury when and where that interview took place?
It was done on January 16th, 1991 at the Volusia County Branch Jail.
And can you tell this court and jury whether or not she was advised of her rights before you spoke with her?
Yes, sir, she was.
Could you tell the jury in this court, please, what rights she was advised of?
She was advised of her Miranda rights from a written card.
Do you have that card on your possession?
No, sir.
On your person? Do you have access to that card, or do you have the rights?
The rights were advised by Sergeant Munster from a card that he had.
All right.
Your Honor, we would request an instruction as to the jury's role on assessing voluntariness issues.
Given no instructions, the jury can accept the testimony as it received.
All right, sir. And what rights was Ms. Wuornos advised of to your recollection?
She was advised the right to remain silent. Anything that she may say could be used against her in a court of law. She also had the right to an attorney and have that attorney present with her before any questioning. If she could not afford an attorney, one would be presented to her without cost. And she also had the right to stop answering at any time until she contacted an attorney.
Did she indicate that she understood her rights?
Yes, sir.
And what was her indication?
She advised that she wanted to talk, but that she also wanted to speak to a lawyer.
Okay. And what was done in connection with that request?
Once she advised me that she wanted to speak to a lawyer, I then made contact with the public defender's office.
All right, sir. And were you able to obtain a lawyer for her?
Yes, sir.
And did the lawyer come to the site where the interview was taking place?
Yes, sir.
Did she and that lawyer then have time to confer in private?
Yes, sir.
All right, what happened after that?
After that,
No. 2005? No. No, no, no. I don't accept it. Excuse me. I don't accept it. No, no, no. I was just gonna ask Celestial Floors, like pre-1970s. I guess I'll give her that one is vintage, but that didn't even seem that's not even far enough back. Like 60s would be far enough back. But 2005? No. Well, not in my book. Antiques are like 50 years or older. Like, no, because that would make me an antique. 60 years or older. That just like hurt my heart. Yes, like that was worse than when Flashman said 34 was old. Like, no. 20? No. We're all antiques. We're all antiques. Even you, Flashman, even you. You are antique. Ha ha. I love it. 2005 was, well, I agree because like I was a senior in high school when she was arrested. I had graduated by the time this trial took place, but it was not that long ago. And then it's like, Valhalla, you just broke my brain. You just broke my brain. 99 years old is vintage. Nope, no, Zach. Flashman is not a young whippersnapper anymore. He is an antique. He's with the rest of us. Ha. Hey, 34 can be old now too, because now you are too. Love it. Oh my gosh. That really just hurt my heart that 2005 is vintage. No.
we came back in, and Ms. Wuornos advised that she was willing to go ahead and talk to me.
And was the lawyer still present?
Yes, sir.
In Ms. Wuornos' presence, did the lawyer voice any concerns or opposition to her talking?
Yes, sir.
And what did the lawyer say in her presence with regard to her giving you a statement?
Your Honor, I object on the grounds of hearsay.
The defendant was present.
Jack Shaw rule is hearsay.
He suggested that she not speak to us.
Did she follow his advice?
No, sir.
What did she do?
She she was willing to talk to me about the Mallory homicide.
All right, sir, how did the interview then end after the lawyer was present? And may I ask, before you get there, did the lawyer stay as the interview proceeded?
Yes, sir, and she was advised of her rights again with the public defender present.
All right, sir. The same rights as you have testified under oath into the record earlier?
Yes, sir.
Did she then indicate whether she understood those rights, having been advised a second time now that she had a lawyer with her?
Yes, sir.
And did she indicate whether or not she wanted to make a statement and waive her rights and make a statement, or did she indicate she wanted to do something else?
She advised that she would waive her rights and make a statement.
All right, sir. What happened next?
I then began to question her in reference to the Mallory homicide.
All right, sir. How did that proceed? And tell us what you said and how she answered and what her dialogue was.
I basically started out
For the record, Your Honor, the witness is looking at some documents. We have no objection to that, but we would request the opportunity to examine them on cross-examination. Not to.
You can look at them now.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So if I refer to my
Yes,
notes.
Yes, sir.
how did the interview proceed?
The interview started, and I went ahead again and advised Ms. Wuornos who I was.
Let me ask counsel.
May proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. After Ms. Wuornos waived her right to remain silent and determined that she would talk with you and answer questions, did you proceed to obtain a statement from her?
Yes, sir.
Did you tell the jury with regard to this case what she said to you about the homicide of Mr. Mallory and how that proceeded?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
Again, I introduced myself, explained to her who I was, and that I was investigating the homicide of Richard Mallory.
Your Honor, for the court's consideration and for the record, we would renew all previous issues raised pertaining to statements. And as Your Honor knows, there's a ruling on the table on that, but we're formally doing it at this juncture.
Right, your record is protected, your objection is noted.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I get something?
Yes, sir.
All right, how did the interview proceed and what did you ask her? What did she say back?
I first started off by advising her that I was investigating the death of Richard Mallory and advised her when it had occurred. And I showed her a photograph of my victim and asked her if she could identify the photograph.
Objection to my victim.
Objection overruled.
Do you have that photograph with you?
Yes, sir.
Would you produce it, please? All right. Did you show her several other photographs during this early part of the interview?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I have all the photographs marked for just identification?
Okay. Counsel, have you seen the?
I'm on my objection.
Get back to the stand.
Your Honor, what they are, they're small versions of larger photographs already in evidence.
All right.
May they be marked
Yes, sir.
for identification?
Right.
You have to be more separate anyway.
There's a short dimension on this, this person getting the sir. And you thought Ziploc bags were for the kitchen.
All right, sir. I will view the photographs in just a few moments. If you'll describe the photographs of your testimony while they're marked, that'll be fine. What photographs did you show her and what were her responses?
I showed her a total of 8 photographs. The first one being of Richard Mallory, and she advised that she knew who that person was. The second photograph was of Mr. Mallory's vehicle, being a 1977 Cadillac. The third photo was of the actual crime scene where the body was located. The fourth photograph was also of the crime scene, but it showed the body under a carpet. The fifth photograph showed Mr. Mallory's vehicle as it was found parked off John Anderson. The sixth photograph I showed was the photo of the Instamatic camera The seventh photograph was also the same photograph of the Instamatic Polaroid camera with Mr. Davis. And the eighth photograph was some items that had been located behind Mr. Mallory's vehicle in the sand.
All right, give a little more description as the items found near Mr.
That was evidence that was collected that was found to have belonged to Mr. Mallory.
Glasses and the vodka bottle, that stuff.
Yes, sir, driver's license, cards, things of that nature.
All right, with regard to those various photographs, did she respond to them, and if so, how?
She did respond to them all in a positive manner, and she was able to go ahead and advise me on each one of these photographs.
All right, and what did she tell you about the Mallory photograph?
She advised me that she knew who that person was and that she had been hitchhiking from Tampa on I-4, and that Mr. Mallory had in fact picked her up. And this was in the early part of December '89.
All right, sir. And if you will, go ahead and relate to this jury then what she told you happened, and if there's any photograph that plays a part in the narrative, comment.
Okay. It was early evening. Mr. Mallory was traveling from Tampa over to the Daytona area. Mr. Mallory picked up Ms. Wuornos, and they traveled together over to the Volusia County, Daytona area.
Did she say whether she solicited the ride or he solicited the ride? In other words, did she hitch a ride?
She advised that she was hitchhiking, yes.
Okay. Did she indicate what vehicle he was driving?
Yes. She advised it was a Cadillac. I showed a photograph to her, and she identified the photograph as being Mr. Mallory.
All right, what else did she tell you?
At that time, they proceeded to Volusia County, and Ms. Wuornos asked Mr. Mallory if he wanted to help her make some money and proposition him for sex, and they went to find a place in the woods, basically to park.
What did she say happened next?
At that time, her story changed twice.
Just tell what she told you, and then if there's a change, no change, tell the change.
She advised that they went into the woods, and she described for me the area that they went into, and it was off of US 1 and I-95.
And was it consistent with where you found Mr. Mallory's body?
That's correct.
What did she say happened?
At that time, they went into the woods at approximately 12 o'clock midnight, and she advised that they were having fun all night and that they had spent several hours there, approximately till about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Did she indicate whether they were drinking or not?
Yes, sir.
And what did she indicate?
They had been drinking, yes.
What else did she tell you then happened?
At that point, Mr. Mallory gives Ms. Wuornos some money for sex at approximately 5 o'clock in the morning, and Ms. Wuornos...
Did she say how much money he gave her?
No, sir.
All right, go ahead.
And then Ms. Wuornos starts to disrobe. She advised me that at this particular time, they're in the woods, in the Cadillac. Mr. Mallory is sitting behind the steering wheel of his vehicle, and Ms. Wuornos is sitting in the front seat passenger side.
All right, did she say whose idea it was that she disrobed?
No, sir.
Did she indicate in her general conversation with you concerning her prostitution practices what her general practice was with regard to disrobing?
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, no rule.
Yes, sir. She advised that it was usually her practice to disrobe first.
All right, first.
Yes, sir.
Did she say why?
To make the customer feel more at ease.
All right, what did she say happened after she took her clothes off?
The doors are open. on the Cadillac, on both the passenger and the driver's side.
And he was seated where and she was seated where?
He is seated behind the steering wheel of his car, and she is seated right next to him, front seat, passenger side.
Okay. Continue, please.
At that time, they both, Mr. Mallory and Ms. Wuornos, start to kiss, they start to hug, and Mr. Mallory doesn't take his clothes off. I asked Ms. Wuornos if she knew what Mr. Mallory was wearing, and she was able to advise me that he was wearing jeans and a shirt, which was consistent with the same type of clothing that Mr. Mallory had on when we found him, his remains in the woods. She advised that Mr. Mallory leaned over from the driver's side onto Ms. Wuornos, who was sitting over on the passenger side. Ms. Wuornos advised that Mr. Mallory just wanted to unzip his pants to have sex and basically not to take his pants off.
Did she indicate whether or not she was accommodating him up to that point? Accommodating him, cooperating?
Yes, sir.
All right. She indicate, okay, go ahead, please.
Ms. Wuornos then asked Mr. Mallory if to go ahead and disrobe. Mr. Mallory apparently didn't want to do this, and there was some sort of a small struggle.
All right, now, you use the word small struggle. Are those her words? In effect?
If I can review my notes.
Yes.
Her words were, "So we're fighting a little bit."
Okay, a little bit.
Yes,
Those are
sir.
her words.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was over whether he should take his pants off or just unzip.
Yes, sir.
If the investigator can just cite the page for us.
Page 7.
All right, sir. What happened after that?
After that, Ms. Wuornos advised me that
I don't know exactly how detailed he's going to get about what happened in that vehicle. So just be aware, because I don't know what she said. I'm not worried about like a graphic in a, just in a sexual way, as Baker would put it, that way.
she felt that Mr. Mallory was going to take his money back or roll him. And
Or roll him, what does that mean? Or
roll her,
roll her, what does that mean?
basically to steal money from her.
Okay.
May we have the page number, please?
Page 8. Go ahead, please. I gave you the page reference.
Okay. At that time, Ms. Wuornos advised that she had a blue bag with the zipper open where she had kept her gun. And she said that the zipper had remained open so that she would be able to easily get to that particular weapon. At that time, Ms. Wuornos advised me that she thought that she was going to be raped. She then stated that she jumped from the car. She grabbed her gun. There was a tussle for the actual bag itself, pulling back and forth. She advises that she ends up with the bag and she has the gun. And she then orders Mr. Mallory out of his car and says, "You son of a bitch, I knew you were going to rape me." And Mr. Mallory responds by saying, "No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't." Ms. Wuornos then shot Mr. Mallory at least one time as he was sitting behind the steering wheel, with one of those bullets striking Mr. Mallory in the right side of his body.
I'm sure, what else did she say? Did she say she gave him a chance to respond after he said, "No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't"?
No, sir. She told me that she shot immediately.
Did she say he was trying to get out of the car and chase her or anything like that?
No, sir.
He was where in the automobile?
Sitting behind the steering wheel.
She was where?
She was right outside of the car door, now on the passenger side.
Did she tell you what kind of weapon she had?
.22 caliber revolver.
Did she tell you how many shots she had?
It was a 9-shot, fully loaded.
Did she tell you how long she'd had that gun before she killed Mallory with it?
2 days before.
And what else did she tell you?
At that time, after she advised me that one of the bullets struck Mr. Mallory in the right side, she said that Mr. Mallory crawled out of the car on the driver's side and closed the car door. At that time, Ms. Wuornos ran around to the front of the car and shoots Mr. Mallory again. Ms. Wuornos advised that Mr. Mallory was standing, that he falls to the ground, and that Ms. Wuornos then goes over to Mr. Mallory while he's lying on the ground and shoots 2 more times for a total of 4 times.
All right, sir, what else did she tell you?
At that point, Ms. Wuornos went through the victim's wallet and pockets for ID and money. After she did that, she then found a rug from using the moonlit sky as a light source, and then placed it over Mr. Mallory's body. And she then got into Mr. Mallory's car and drove it from the scene, stopped to get some gas, and went back to the motel where Ty Moore was, and they used that car to move to the new address, which was found to be on Burley Avenue.
Did she say she told Ty Moore anything about what happened?
Yeah, she advised me that she told Ty to kill him.
Did she say she told Ty more than one version of the killing?
Yes, sir.
What were the stories she told Ty?
The one version was that she had found a man in the woods with a carpet over him while she was out, and the other version was that she had killed him.
Did she tell you she ever told Ty Moore that Mr. Mallory tried to rape her or abuse her or hurt her?
No, sir.
Why, sir, did she tell you any other versions of how she happened to kill Mr. Mallory?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury what else she told you.
If the detective can give us the transcript picture.
It'll be from several pages.
Page 9 toward the end. Proceed, please.
The second version was basically the same from the point where Ms. Wuornos advised that she was picked up from I-4 and asked Mr. Mallory to help her make money and going to the woods.
All right, in the second version, basically the same then up until she arrives at the scene of the killing.
That's correct.
Okay.
Once
I'm sorry, continue, please.
Once in the woods, Ms. Wuornos advised that she had had fun with Mr. Mallory for the past 5 hours in those woods from midnight until 5 o'clock in the morning. She advised me that she told Mr. Mallory that since we've been talking all night long, I always take my money first, but you seem like a pretty nice guy. So, okay, let's go have some fun. At that time, Ms. Wuornos advised that she lay down on the front seat of Mr. Mallory's car. Ms. Wuornos then begins to have sex with Mr. Mallory and asks Mr. Mallory, why don't you take your clothes off? And says it'll hurt if you don't. Mr. Mallory says that he's going to have.
I was thinking the same thing, Zach. I mean, not that I know what I don't know how those women work or people in that business work, but 5 hours to hang out generally seems like you should be making a lot of cash. That's just from what I've seen on TV. I don't know. But if you all aren't antique, vintage, ancient like me and don't know this, she said all of these unalivings, that all 7 that she confessed to, were all in self-defense. So my dirty laundry is I don't know. It wasn't. They hung out for 5 hours, Gabby. Not they didn't. Holy crap! That would be on the commercial. It says after 4, go to the doctor. Uh, yes, that. Yes. Ooh, I don't think he's here to see that. But ouchie. Oh yes, in conversation. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I wish I could hear what she was saying down there. I mean, she's animated. She's just blah, 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 that poor attorney's ear. He's at one point was like, okay, calm down. Like crazy. But I don't know if we'll even find out on cross-examination because he really doesn't seem to be writing down what she's saying.
Have sex with Mr. Wuornos right now. Ms. Wuornos said, no, you're not going to just fuck me, you're going to pay me. Argument then begins about payment, and there's a struggle over her bag, excuse me, over her bag. Ms. Wuornos then gets out of Mr. Mallory's vehicle, again on the passenger side, pulls a .22 caliber handgun from her bag, and shoots Mr. Mallory at least one time as he's sitting behind the steering wheel of his car with one of the bullets hitting.
Is she laughing? I think she is sitting there laughing right now. Wow. Okay, that probably didn't look good in front of the jury. Also, if you haven't been watching this, you might see the jury. They like to show them, all of them, and zoom in.
Mr. Mallory on the right side. At that time, again, Mr. Mallory crawls out of the car, and it's basically the same.
All right. When he crawled out of the car, did she describe basically what was separating them as he crawled out? Did he crawl out the passenger side or the driver's side from her version?
He crawled out the driver's side.
Did she, after he crawled out, did she continue shooting through the car?
No, because he had closed the car door.
And then she did what?
Therefore, she didn't have a clear line of sight, so she ran around to the front of the car to be able to see Mr. Mallory again.
And in this second version, did she describe killing him?
Yes, sir. She advised that she shot Mr. Mallory a second time, that Mr. Mallory fell to the ground. Ms. Wuornos then went over to Mr. Mallory and shot him 2 additional times.
In this second version, did she indicate she'd given Mr. Mallory a chance to respond or to do anything to ward off the shots?
No, sir.
Did she indicate what was her intent as she shot him on the ground the last 2 shots?
She had told me that she wasn't going to allow Mallory to skip out on paying her money, that she had killed him for basically witness elimination.
Can I have the page, please?
Tape 1, page 7. That would be for witness elimination. Tape 1, page 6 for not allowing Mr. Mallory to skip out on paying Ms. Wuornos her money.
Did she indicate she intended for him to die?
Yes, sir. She had said that she had definitely shot Mr. Mallory to let him die. She advised me that she liked being in control and that she had killed Mr. Mallory for retaliation, that he deserved it. And she also said that she had taken final revenge on Mr. Mallory by keeping his property.
Now, did there come a time when she described to you what she did to cover up her crime?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury, please.
After she had used the car to move to the Burley Avenue address, she then took the car from that residence and drove the vehicle up to John Anderson and parked the car in some bushes. Basically, it was a cut fire trail that was off of John Anderson. At that particular time, she advised that she wiped the car down with a towel in an attempt to get rid of any prints. And she took a camera and a radar detector and then threw away some of the victim's personal items and kept some others. And took Mr. Mallory's wallet and along with some tumblers and a liquor bottle and buried them in the sand behind Mr. Mallory's vehicle where she had parked it in an attempt to also get rid of evidence.
All right, sir, did she tell you what she did with the radar detector and the 35 millimeter camera?
Yes, sir. She advised me that she had sold them.
And with regard to the purple Polaroid camera, was she able to identify that through any means that you presented to her?
Yes, and two of the photographs that I had showed her that had the photograph of the Instamatic camera at that birthday party scene. She advised that the camera that was taken out of her storage bin was the same.
Say what she did with Mr. Mallory's car keys?
She advised that she just, as she left the area, how she had left the area was she had brought a 10-speed bicycle with her. And it was in the back of the trunk. After she had dropped off the car, she then took the bike and pedaled out of the area with the bike and had tossed the keys in an unknown area, believed to be on somebody's residential swale.
She indicate that she had anything to do with Mr. Mallory's personal razor, electric razor?
Yes, sir. That particular razor was obtained from a gentleman at the Yugoslavian restaurant, which was just north of the Fairview Motel. I had spoken to that gentleman. He advised me that he had received an electric razor from Ms. Wuornos as a gift. He had given me that particular razor back, and I had asked her about that razor during my...
Objection.
I had asked her about that particular electric razor during the interview, and she advised that that belonged to Mr. Mallory.
Did you find out? Did I ask you about Mr. Mallory's car keys?
Yes, sir.
Did you find out whether or not she had time she talked to you a motive for killing Mr. Mallory?
Objection, Your Honor, to the characterization.
Did she tell you why she killed Mr. Mallory?
She told me numerous things during the interview. She had stated to me that when someone hassled her, she responded by saying, "Don't fuck with me." She said she didn't know why she did it, but whenever somebody would hassle her, that she would whip out her gun and she would give it to them. She had advised me that she had had sex with 250,000 men. She told me about the .22 revolver and that she had had it 2 days prior to Mr. Mallory.
Did she say what she did with the .22 revolver?
Yes, folks, you heard that right. 250,000 men that she had relations with. Maybe that's why her hair's so thin. I don't know. That's a lot. I don't believe it. And she would pull out her firearm and give it to him. Why? What? I didn't even understand that line. Is that what she was giving to him? What's the other thing she was giving to him that she gave to 250,000 men, allegedly? Yes, that's her claim, Zach. 250,000 men. That is an echo you're hearing. Hey, yeah, that's an ouch. I can't. I don't know. I don't understand it because I am not a man. But dang, I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna be kind of crass when I say this, but some of you guys will put it in anything, and that's kind of weird. 10,000 guys here. That's funny. Oh. Well, it's way more than my town's population of 2,200. Yikes. Okay. Oh, gosh. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you're just as weird as we are, Flashman, because we just found out today you are you're old. Yes, listen to me. Don't just put it in anything. Just maybe she was using metrics. Yep. I don't know. I don't know. You can object all you want, old man. It will not be sustained. It will not. And we do have jurisdiction over you. This whole chat just came out. You're an old man today, Flashman. That means it's 53.41 times the population of your town. All right, I'm putting that up, and then I am hitting play.
Sometime after killing.
Yes, she did.
What did she say she did with her revolver?
She advised me that she threw it in the water at Rose Bay, which was just south of the Fairview Motel where she had been staying.
All right. Was that immediately after the killing or sometime much later?
Over a year later.
Suppose it's gone over a year later?
Yes, sir.
Did you convey to your dive team searching for that pistol where it could be found?
Yes, I did.
Did she say anything with regard to her need to kill Mr. Mallory or to kill him as it may relate to her job as a prostitute?
She advised me that she had to shoot Mr. Mallory to let him die, and that she couldn't leave him alive, basically, because if she was caught, she wouldn't be able to apply to her trade as a prostitute.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Kind of a job security motive.
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you ever express some confusion when you first talked to her about why she killed him? Did she ever indicate it wasn't even clear in her mind why she killed him?
Yes, sir. As I stated before, she told me that she didn't know why she did it, but she said that when someone hassled her, she would whip out a gun and give it to them. She also told me that she specialized in men over 37 years of age, and she said that was basically to avoid drug scene.
She specialized in prostitution of men over 37 for what reason?
Your Honor, we need to make a motion on the president. Here, a second. Sorry, Your Honor.
I didn't know they specialized in age groups. 37 is quite, specific. Yes, exactly. 37. I did not know that was a thing. Is there a lady of the night school where you get a degree in that? I don't know. She had a master's at 250,000 men. Maybe she liked, I don't know. Who's 37? Mr. Mallory apparently was maybe. I don't know how. Oh, I do have his age somewhere. But no, that's what she specialized in, men over the age of 37. Apparently, they didn't do illegal substances, I guess. Tracy. Oh, look, we got a close up of her hair. Oh, Lord. She had something. I don't want to know what she had. That's insane. I still want Cross.
That Ms. Wuornos specialized in that at the age of 37, the implication being in fact committed more than one homicide.
I was looking at the order entered by Judge Graziano in this matter. The order being entered on oral order entered on December 6, 1981, the written order reduced and signed on December 11, 1991. Where Graziano says we can always require that people make the best choice. We can only require or allow them to make their choice. The choice was made, the objection was overruled, the motion for this trial is denied.
Your Honor, if I just make one thing on the record. What I think is happening is that the officer is characterizing her statements in his own terms. I don't believe she ever said she specialized in older men or men over the age of 37.
You know, sir.
I believe you were asking her about younger men, officer.
She responded. She had responded, every guy I dealt with on the road was anywhere from, let's see, 37 and up.
Well, she didn't say she specialized.
Just two things before the jury comes back. One is the detective is using certain notes, a synopsis during his testimony, a shorter version. If we could have a copy of that at some point before cross-examination. No, not that, we do not have the synopsis. We have a transcript of the statement, but the synopsis that the detective has been using throughout his testimony, we don't have a copy of it.
Thank
you, Judge. If we can have the state make us a copy of that. Tanner has one, but at some point if we can have one before cross-examination so that we can use it too, since it's what the witness used on direct.
There have been occasions where he has used his own words.
Cross-looking again, as soon as his witness is complete with the direct.
We can provide a copy, Judge.
All right, if you would.
I mean, the record reflects that the transcript he is referring to is an edited portion that he has worked on in preparation for his testimony, but the entirety of that transcript, word for word, has been provided to defense counsel discovery and has always been in their possession.
Judge, the point of the matter is the witness is using a document during his direct testimony. That document has not been provided to the defense. Given Mr. DeMoore's statement, we would formally request that it be provided now.
All right, we'll check with that and get it for you. Now.
Thank you, Judge.
Get it.
Second thing, Judge, may we have the jury instructed that voluntariness and waiver are issues for them to determine contemporaneous with this witness's testimony. Thank you, Judge. And we'll take up that at that point.
No, well, you can have some preliminary testimony while we're making copies.
I don't think so, Your Honor. I'm going to start cross.
We're ready for the jury.
We are, Your Honor. Did you or anyone, to your knowledge or in your presence, offer Ms. Wuornos any benefit for giving you the statement about what you just testified?
No, sir.
Did you or anyone, to your knowledge, offer any inducement, persuade her to give her statement?
Objection, Your Honor.
No, sir.
Did you or anyone, to your knowledge, threaten, intimidate, coerce, or otherwise force Aileen Wuornos to give you the statement about which you testified?
Objection, Your Honor, including form of the question.
No, sir.
May the witness step down momentarily, Your Honor, and address the matter again. Would you step down, please? Could you, for the benefit of the jury, remember there are jurors to your right as you face back this direction, not block the map. Could you tell them what each of those red dots represent in sequential order? And you, again, Your Honor, referring to the map, which is in evidence, I believe it's Exhibit 7. Yes, Exhibit 7, which is the northeast portion of Volusia County, Florida.
This dot here, number 1, represents where we found Mr. Mallory's body. This dot here, number 2, represents where Ms. Wuornos advised me that she had taken the car after telling Mr. Mallory and going to the Ocean Shores Motel to pick up Tiger Moore to go to their new apartment in Burley Avenue. From dot number 2 to dot number 3 is the area that was traveled to get to the Burley Avenue address. From dot number 3 to dot number 4 is from Burley Avenue, which one brought it up to dot number 4, where the car was taken and placed on a fire trail off of John Anderson.
All right, sir. Did you have the occasion to note the mileage between those various points?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall what they were or are?
I have to refer to my notes.
May he pull his notes, refer to them? You can just bring them out over the top of the bench. You can reach it.
From Mr. Mallory's body to the Ocean Shores Motel was 11.8 miles. And the route that I took in order to obtain that mileage was from US 1 south to Highway 40, across east to A1A, and then north to the motel.
We would inquire, Your Honor, whether this particular document has been provided to the defense.
We're going to give it to you in just a moment before cross-examination.
So it has not been provided.
And the record reflects, Your Honor, that the state attorney's office never had that document in possession. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, you're not doing the questioning here.
The judge is another one they'll have to answer for it.
You made your statement, now we're ready to proceed to trial. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
From number 2 with the Ocean Shores Motel to the address on Burley Avenue is 9.3 miles, and the route that I took for that was A1A south, back to Highway 40, went west on Highway 40 to US 1, and then south down to 3rd Street, cut back east again to Burley Avenue. From Burley Avenue, number 3, back up to the dot of number 4, where the vehicle was located, was 12.3 miles, and I took that basically from going back on to US 1, north to Highway 40, east of John Anderson, and then straight up to where the car was found. I also then did a
mileage comparison from Burley Avenue down to Rose Bay, Bridge, Harbor Oaks area, and that was 9.4 miles, and that's where the weapon was recovered.
Thank you. May the witness return to the stand, Your Honor? Yes, sir. And may I have a copy of that for the uncounted copy?
Thank you, dear.
Your Honor, we would formally move for a Richardson ruling as to each set of documents at this juncture.
I have reviewed this and find that it's satisfactory. Copy of the council. I don't know about the values they made, right?
Respectfully object, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
That's your objection, we vote.
Judge Manning, may I approach?
Or what?
Judge,
I said this word, but I don't have to run out that.
all right, so I'm not going to ask the approach. Judge, in light of counsel's objection, I would like to have an opportunity to establish that there is no Richardson violation.
I reviewed what's here and I'm satisfied with the number of violations. I don't know what's in the other instruments. We may have to have some hearing on that.
So long as the court has had the opportunity to review and made that determination. Thank you.
I did on this instrument, which is the note we had.
Thank you, Judge. So the record is clear. Thank you.
The best interest of this trial. Right.
Your Honor made the ruling for the record, and for the record, it's not in our hands yet.
And it wasn't just dropped over on your desk.
Not that I know of, Judge Bill.
Your Honor, I just recovered it from.
For the record, it's now in my left hand.
I have no further questions of the witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Just a minute before you get off the stand, are you prepared to speak across now that you have the item?
No, Your Honor, since it was just put in my hand a few seconds ago.
You can have a couple minutes to look at it, sir.
Can we take a recess, Your Honor, and confer?
Let's
There's
wait for you to look at it.
two things, Judge. There's another one we haven't gotten yet.
As soon as he gets here, be delivered to you. Mr. Tanner, if you had this to, copy here. Well, this is the copy. You have a copy.
Yes, Your Honor, and for the record, if it please the court, the notes that are provided to Mr. Nolis and his defense team are simply the officer's notes made in preparation to testify, which make reference to the transcribed copy of the recorded
Where
statement.
you get the finding.
Yes, sir.
Satisfactory, and it's the last instrument which is provided, I reviewed that, there's no violation there.
Thank you, Judge. We have no further questions.
I'm ready for this drop. I'll mute that for you guys for just a second so you don't have to hear all the crunching of the paper. And I'm waiting to see if they're going to move the lectern podium, whatever it is, to the center like they usually do. Have we seen this lawyer here that's been sitting by Eileen? Have we seen him yet? I've seen the one at the end of the table.
The smaller photographs that the witness had showed to Ms. Wuornos and evidence, I respect the move to have accepted evidence this time.
Counsel. Maybe it's just, I just want to make sure I know what you're talking about.
I think Mr. Noel, look at it, he's going to look at it before.
Sorry, Judge, I'm looking at all sorts of things at the same time, so.
They're marked. submitted this proof, we received the actual photograph shown to Ms.
Your Honor, without objection, the affidavit sheet regarding that.
United States is 34.
But can I just open the roll on the right? Make sure there's no confusion.
Now, we work to get 34.
Judge, the record will be clear. The reason I asked to confer with counsel is previously the state had offered as an exhibit state's number W, which the court, in light of the admission of state's 12, which is now in evidence showing the Polaroid of Jeff Davis, felt was cumulative. However, at this time, the detective has testified that his photograph number 7, which was shown to Ms. Wuornos at date of January the 16th and identified by her as Polaroid camera, is now being offered. I wanted to make sure the council knew that because there were no corresponding blow-ups, and in light of the court's ruling, I wanted to make it clear to the court that that was acceptable.
Renew the previous objection.
United States Exhibit 40.
Your Honor, we would also ask to move the evidence without objection. State's exhibit. No objection, Your Honor. J.
Yeah, we received the mark of evidence by the front member.
State Exhibit 41.
Just for linkage, may I mention?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 41, which has been admitted in evidence without objection. Can you tell the jury what that document is, please?
That's the rental contract agreement to Jack's Mini Warehouse where the storage number C1G was rented by a person identified as Cami Green.
Thank you. Your Honor, to help you use the time better, there was a question that I asked and there was an objection, and the jury was excused, and the jury came back in. I don't think I asked that question, he came back in. May I ask that question?
All right, sir.
This is so weird.
In your investigation as the case officer in this case, did you develop any evidence that Tyria Moore participated in the killing of Richard Malcolm?
Objection. Overruled.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Your Honor, we try to respectfully object to the record to the time constraint. We did our best.
It's all right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. You have told us that you have testified from general notes that you've made concerning the statements that my client made to you on January 16th. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the judge has allowed us to...
Excuse me, Your Honor, please, that question is misleading. It would indicate that those notes are separate from.
Object to the speaking objection, Your Honor.
I don't need any of it. You can bring it back and recross if you would like. I'll redirect it if you'd like to, but you may proceed now.
Thank you, Your Honor. And you have lifted information from what you recall or what you have preserved as being statements from my client. Is that right?
What do you mean by lifted, ma'am?
Which you have testified from here today, these sheets.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there are typed references to information that you have testified that you gleaned from my client.
Yes, ma'am.
And I notice on these forms that there are also handwritten notes.
That's correct.
Who has written the handwritten notes on these?
Those are my handwriting.
Okay. I noticed that when you were testifying about the general information concerning the statement that my client made, you refer to page 23 and indicate that she advised she was almost harmed. And then you write out, don't use.
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't testify that she told you that, did you?
No, ma'am.
story, you call it story number 1. Again, notes written in hand, referring to statements from designated pages in the transcript. Did you write those notes?
Yes, ma'am.
You indicate that Wuornos shot Mallory 1 time as he sits behind the steering wheel. And that was a quote from her statement. And then yet you write in hand at least 1 time.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so that's your notation, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm referring now to your summary saying Wuornos advises she killed Mallory for the following reasons. You indicate Wuornos took final revenge on Mallory. You refer to page 47. And in your handwriting, you say, by keeping his property. She didn't say she took final revenge on Mallory, did she?
No, ma'am, I said that and she agreed to it.
So what you have testified to here are your characterizations of her statement. Isn't that true, officer?
No, ma'am.
She never told you she specialized in older men, did she?
She advised me that she specialized, her customers were men over 37 years of age.
She never told you she specialized in older men, did she?
No, ma'am.
You also testified, and you label this, and your Wuornos confession, story number 2. You testified that she asks him to take his clothes off. What you didn't say is that she said in her statement, it's going to hurt her if he doesn't. Isn't that correct?
No, ma'am, I believe I did say that.
Say that an argument begins about payment, and you put in your writing, it's a struggle for that.
That's
Two
correct.
people are struggling. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
An argument about payment is your terminology, it's your word
Yes,
for
ma'am.
what was said.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, Puddletown? He's actually the investigator who I think wishes he could hide underneath his lampshade mustache right now, because I don't think he thought that his little synopsis that he made there was going to be given to anybody for, I think that was for his eyes only. And now he's made all these notes. And I don't think he did say that she said he needed to take his clothes off or it would hurt her. He did say that she said that. No. I can't give you a wrench so you can do mean things. It is good to see you, Puddletown. Hope you're doing well.
You testified that my client was arrested at a bar here in Daytona, is that correct?
Yes.
And she had been drinking, hadn't she, before she was arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, she had been to more than one bar in the 24 hours before her arrest. Isn't that true?
Yes, ma'am.
And in fact, she actually slept outside the bar on a car seat after the bar closed, didn't she?
I've been told that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you know that undercover officers were buying her beer and dancing with her, don't you?
I know they were inside the bar talking to her.
You don't know that Investigator Joyner was buying her beer? You were in contact with him, were you not?
Just audio, no visual.
Just audio.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course there is.
Officer, I'm going to ask you to take a look at State's Exhibit number 29. When was that photograph taken, please?
The day of her arrest.
The night of her arrest?
Yes, ma'am.
After she left the bar?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. When you talk to my client at the Volusia County Jail
We get the date, Your Honor.
on the 16th, Your Honor, of January 1991, the day that you got a statement from my client,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
recall that day?
Yes, ma'am.
She told you over and over and over again that she had acted in self-defense and that she was drunk, didn't she?
Not in reference to Mr. Mallory.
Your Honor, I think we need to approach.
Go ahead. I don't need to be approached, unless you have a motion, you want the jury to step out.
I do.
Jury, step out of the room.
Your Honor, once again, there's been a reference to, not as it relates to Mallory, the inference there being
You
there
will
were
listen to the
others.
question, ma'am, and I'm sorry, we'll have to listen to the answer that you request to bring in the jury, but make your motion for mistrial.
I moved for mistrial on this basis, and I can't impeach him on that without going into the others.
That's exactly, when you will listen to questions, you're gonna suffer the answers that you get, and you will listen to that question. And so your motion for mistrial is denied and bring in the jury.
Judge, that's true. When you elicit the question, you have to live with the answer. However, when you have a situation where the synopsis that the witness is using is provided to counsel right before cross-examination, you have a situation where the defense has no opportunity to prepare a synopsis which has the redactation in it. You see what I'm saying?
Synopsis of the full information given to him.
Your Honor, these are not witness statements as contemplated by the rule. These are the witness's reference notes as to areas he's going to testify from. They are not witness statements as contemplated by the rule at all. The entire interview upon which these trial reference notes the witness is using has been provided to counsel long ago. They have a whole transcript. In fact, they have the whole tape recording if they want. It's audio and visual. He simply made the notes, and I think sometimes by probably tomorrow morning we'll have to file a copy of those if the court doesn't already have them.
Court has not a copy.
They are simply the officer's own prepared notes that refer to the pages in the subject matter. They aren't verbatim witness statements. They aren't contemporaneous with any witness. They're simply his preparation notes for trial.
All right, I will file the officer's copy for identification and sure testify.
An additional matter, Your Honor, is in response to that question, and Mr. Tenner and I approached and discussed this with Investigator Horzepa, a simple no would have sufficed. You don't have to say not in reference to now.
Let's don't be picky about the
Well,
answer
Judge-
that you will listen. Because you know what the answer's gonna be.
And Your Honor, I'm a little concerned now. You know, we
I know we are.
clamped down on this witness and told him to keep his mouth shut with regard to any other crime. But if they are going to ask him questions, the only truthful answer involves that crime, that narrowing, that muzzling in effect of this witness should be lifted now with the court's permission. He should be able to give a full and honest answer to any question asked. This is a search for the truth.
And I agree, and we discussed with the witness, and we all agreed we were going to talk in reference to Mallory. And
That's all he said.
Ms. Jenkins said, what about X? We all know that's in reference to Mallory. All you need to say is no.
No,
Yes,
you asked me a
maybe.
question, you got an answer now. That's all I'm gonna live with, because that's all I've heard.
Respectfully object and move for mistrial. I think, I don't know if that was.
I
You
put it
did
in the
that?
record for you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Noted and the motion
Thank
for
you,
mistrial is denied. The inquiry.
Officer, do you remember my client telling you that when she was spending time with Mr. Mallory, she was getting drunk royal? Would it refresh your memory? Page 5, transcript.
Would that be which tape, ma'am?
That would be in the original transcript, page 5, second tape.
Second tape. Yes, ma'am.
She also told you, and you can refer to that same page, page 5, that she told you that she spent the whole night drinking, didn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
So she did tell you that she was drunk when she was with Mallory.
That's correct.
And in fact, there was evidence found at the scene that would support that, wasn't there?
Which scene, ma'am?
The scene where Mallory's body was discovered. And start with that one.
There were discarded debris there.
And beer cans.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the scene where the vehicle was found, there was evidence of alcohol, was there not?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, there was a bottle of vodka that was almost empty. Isn't that right?
Half empty, yes, ma'am.
And during your investigation of this homicide, you did a background on Mallory, did you not?
Yes, ma'am.
And you learned that he liked to drink a lot. He liked to drink excessively.
He would drink, yes, ma'am.
Do you recall indicating in your report that he likes to drink excessive? Page 4 of your report, officer.
I don't have that with me, ma'am.
Just a moment, I'll get it. Would it refresh your memory to see that?
Yes, please.
May I approach your honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She also told you that while she was with him that Mr. Mallory was smoking marijuana, didn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
She told you he was smoking a lot of marijuana.
He just said he was smoking some pot.
From the time she picked him up until the time that she left, he was smoking marijuana, wasn't he? According to her statements.
Could I have the page on that, ma'am?
Certainly.
I believe I found it.
Okay, thank you. She did tell you that? Should be pages 5 and 6 of the transcript.
Right. She advised me that whole night drinking, having fun. And when I required from her as to what is having fun, she advised me just talking. He's smoking pot and I'm drinking, and we're talking.
Okay, and she says they're doing that until about 5 a.m. in the morning, does she not?
Yes, ma'am.
And she told you that he picked her up sometime after 10:30, and then when she got in the car, he was smoking marijuana, didn't she?
She advised me that he was smoking pot sometime during that time.
Your background investigation revealed that Mr. Mallory liked to smoke marijuana, didn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Investigation also revealed that it changed him completely when he was smoking marijuana. Isn't that true?
I would need to be refreshed on that, ma'am.
Do you recall taking the statement of a Jacqueline Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall that she was the girlfriend of Mr. Mallory?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall, would it refresh your memory to see that?
If I could,
Page
yes,
10?
ma'am.
Are they trying to say that he smoked the devil's lettuce and then he got violent? Isn't that the opposite of what that stuff does to you? I don't know. I'm asking for a friend, but is that where she's going to try to go with this? Stick with the alcohol making him violent if you want to stick with something there. But I don't think that stuff. Okay, well, back in the day, did they have to worry about it being laced with something? I don't know. What did I call it? The devil's lettuce. I mean, I guess I've never. I mean, okay, I don't know. I've never, unless it was, I guess, laced with something. I've never heard of somebody getting violent because they had that. So I don't know. Just weird.
Did that refresh your memory?
Yes, ma'am.
Personality changed. He's smoking
Excuse
marijuana.
me, just a moment. Your Honor, I now see what she's referring to, and I would respectfully object on the grounds, Your Honor, that this testimony is based upon a hearsay statement. The witness is not available for cross-examination by the state. And there's no way to test the general meaning of the answers as they're framed. Based on hearsay, Your Honor, we are not confronted with, not able to examine it.
Your Honor, the witness indicated that this statement refreshed his recollection. That's all it was used for, to refresh the witness's recollection.
But, what Mr. Tanner is talking about is the substance, and I don't want to make any comments about that from the jury, I was just making an objection.
But, well, maybe we need to take up the substance outside the presence.
Your
of the
Honor, it's
jury.
not offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
That I can't tell, but you'll step in the jury room,
Your Honor, please, our first objection would be that this is clearly hearsay. It is an attempt by the defense, Your Honor, at, in effect, I think, character assassination of a murder victim by the use of inadmissible evidence. This statement and the assertions being put before the jury in the form of questions are simply a compilation of a statement by a third party, a lady by the name of Jacqueline Davis. Now, she's available if they would like to call her as a witness and believe that she may have some relevant or material information, evidence to offer to this jury in this call. But to try to bring Ms. Davis's varying opinions, comments, and thoughts about the murder victim into this trial in this fashion to, in effect, discredit or smear the dead man who is not here certainly to defend himself, would not only violate the hearsay law, but, Your Honor, would not serve the best interest of justice and would be totally unfair to the murder victim and his family.
Your Honor, two things. First, as to Mr. Tanner's statement that she's available, I would request a deposition tonight. Let's do it.
Your Honor, she has been available to them since she was first listed as the witness back in January of 1991 with an appropriate address. So defense counsel wished to take her deposition, she could. They were also supplied with discovery materials, Judge, which listed her as a witness and gave a synopsis of her testimony. They chose not to do so, Your Honor, because they hoped that the court will do something not need to follow the law. You know that.
I object to that, Your Honor. Now,
the jury, you don't have to.
well, yeah, but you know, you get
Somewhere back the cameras,
forget the cameras, Judge.
You just talk to me.
Your Honor, Mr. Tanner, let me see if I can get it straight. Mr. Tanner indicated she's available for us to talk to now. I understood that to mean she's somewhere around where we can have access to her. Could we schedule a deposition tonight? Can the state assist us?
I don't care what you do, it's going to have a hard time getting the summons, because I don't think the clerk's going to be available to issue one. And from what I'm gathering, the lady might live in some county other than Volusia. If you'll be back here at 9:30, you can do whatever you want to in your off hours. And there's the objection by Mr. Tanner. The objection is sustained.
Wait, Judge, we haven't gotten to the hearsay yet. We're still on the first hearsay. Let me just say in regards to Mr. DeMorse, we've been trying to find this lady for quite some time. If Your Honor would like, I can put our investigator, Mr. Sanchez, on the stand. We'll give you extensive efforts to try to find her.
But we supposed to do that.
Her statement was provided to us 5 p.m. Friday afternoon.
I will proceed with the trial.
Then let's take up the evidentiary matter.
All right.
As Your Honor ruled on a similar issue when Mr. Tanner was doing direct testimony. He asked the detective whether the detective had information connecting Tyree and Moore. As Your Honor recalls, we objected. Your Honor overruled the objection and allowed that information to come in.
Right.
allowing the detective to testify as to facts elicited during the course of his investigation and their consistency with what then transpired with regards to Ms. Wuornos' arrest and Ms. Moore, so on and so forth. Ms. Jenkins is attempting to do the exact same thing, to try to see if there's independent information that was gathered by the detective which was consistent with what Ms. Wuornos said, and then to see what efforts the detective took to see what that was all about. And she's not trying to elicit hearsay, but the truth of the matter asserted in the statement is irrelevant. The point of the matter is whether the detective had information on that issue. That's what she's trying to elicit. She did not ask him, no, she did not ask him, by the way, what did Jacqueline Davis told you? She asked him, did you have information in category X? When he said that the statement would help him refresh his recollection, he got to read it. It was the detective who agreed with that to refresh recollection.
Basic one here says this, so therefore the objection is sustained and proceed. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, in trying to ascertain what had happened to Mr. Mallory, you went into the Clearwater area, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And began to question people, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And during your investigation, you went to several nude bars, did you not?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was that?
It was advised that Mr. Mallory would frequent these particular establishments.
It also had something to do with his inclination towards pornography.
Objection, Your Honor. Ask that the question be stricken, Your Honor. Jury
And we heard how or we can correct it. I think it's pretty important in the event that it's necessary. Yes, sir. You may proceed.
Isn't it a fact that my client told you when she was talking to you about what had happened, that Mr. Mallory talked to her about pornography and asked her if she was interested or knew people that were interested?
No, ma'am.
You don't recall that?
No, ma'am.
You, in fact, at one point arrested a nude dancer for the murder of Mr. Mallory, did you not?
Yes, ma'am.
Extradited her from, I believe it was Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was a result of your investigation through the nude bars
That's correct.
and his inclination to spend time
Yes, ma'am.
with those individuals. Did you have information that Mr. Mallory became more paranoid or obsessed when he was drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Yeah, that should give us what they expect.
Lee told you over and over, didn't she, that Mr. Mallory started getting violent with her?
No, ma'am.
I want to refer to page 21, second tape. Did she tell you that he got violent with her?
The question, Your Honor, was over and over again.
I will establish that.
I'm sorry, Judge, I withdraw it.
Page 21, tape 2.
Yes.
Where are you looking at, ma'am?
The very bottom.
where she begins to state he got out of the car?
I'm sorry, we're talking about a struggle. Also, did you see that?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. She also told you, refer to page 9, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see?
Excuse me, I have to object to the form of the question also posed to the person who wasn't acting. She's acting as if there's a second now, and there wasn't even a first.
The officer answered yes. You want me to rephrase this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Officer, on more than one occasion, my client indicated to you that Mr. Mallory became violent with her, didn't she? Would it refresh your recollection to look at the transcript, officer?
Yes, ma'am.
You can look at page 5, page 9. Also page 7, officer.
I don't see anything on page 5. I'll look on 9.
I'm sorry, officer, that's it's marked out, page 7. And it would be the 5th line up for the large paragraph.
5th from the large paragraph?
No, 5th up from the bottom, I'm sorry. Beginning with Wuornos.
Yes, ma'am, I see it.
Okay, so she told you that he was getting violent with her, and he told you that on more than one time. Is that true, officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And she told you that he was coming after her.
Yes, ma'am.
And she told you that when he started to get violent, she decided to defend herself, didn't she? Page 7 of the transcript.
She had stated we were fighting a little bit, and I had my purse right on the passenger floor. Is that where you're?
And she says that he started to get violent with her. She decided to defend herself.
Now, Your Honor, if we, that's not what it says.
You can have it right.
I'm sorry.
The section that I believe we're looking at is, she stated, and he started getting violent with me, so we're fighting a little bit, and I had my purse right on the passenger floor. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And you've already agreed that he told her that she told you that he was coming after her. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that's what you told me.
And that he came after her again after the first shot. Is that true?
May we have a reference again, Your Honor, to page?
Page 21, I'm sorry. This is the second tape.
At the bottom of page 21?
Yes, officer.
Yes, ma'am.
She told you that she warned Mr. Mallory to stop or she would keep shooting, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Page, please.
Page 59. And isn't it a fact that she told you during that conversation with you, that you had with her, that she acted in self-defense?
Do you have the page for that, ma'am?
Well, do you recall throughout her conversation with you that she?
Hello, Mr. Expert. How are you? I don't have any gold to hide. But if I did, I'd hide it. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well. Sorry, I'm getting a Great Dane raid here. Say hi. He doesn't want to. Oh well. Yes, Zach is everywhere. Okay, he said hi. He's everywhere and nowhere all at one time. See? It's very nice here too. I know you're further south than I am, but it's going to be a very nice day here. It's already 66. We're about to wrap this up as soon as these guys get done arguing, which is never. Okay, you're making noise in the microphone, sir.
Told you she had acted in self-defense?
During the time that she spoke to me, she never made a reference as to what Mr. Mallory was doing for the self-defense.
She told you he was getting violent with her and that he came after her.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, she made no specific mention of what was occurring. She said that he was violent, but then right on that same phrase, she says, we're fighting a little bit.
Okay, but as you go on, she says he was violent with her and she responded.
Yes, ma'am.
Testified on direct that what she told you was that she wasn't about to let anyone skip out on her money. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
In the same breath, she also said she wasn't about to rape her, did
Tape 1 or 2.
It does seem longer. But thank you for being a member for 5 months. Yes, please put pants on before you go outside. Don't go outside and put some pants on. Put some pants on and then go outside. That's my advice. You've got the windows open. I have this sweater on because I'm always cold because I'm a woman. But it's kind of warm in here because I think the space heater's on. Yeah, don't use chainsaws. Chainsaws are scary. Needed, necessary. Hopefully, am I still buffering, Flash fan? Like Gabby said, I can't help it. It's just my brain. We're almost done.
The most recent one that we received. Page 6.
I have under page 6, tape 1, and I wasn't about to let somebody skip out of my money that I'm working for.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And she said,
And I think is very kind of clean.
and then the next sentence, I wasn't about to let somebody rape me either.
No, that isn't the next sentence, Your Honor. I mean, the witness responds, she's taking them out of context, it's not the next.
You can come back and read her that. You can come back and read her that.
Yes, sir, thanks.
Did she tell you when she was speaking to you that she wasn't going to let anybody rape her?
Yes, ma'am.
You have testified that she told different stories. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
And in fact, she told you while she was talking to you, she was having trouble remembering. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
She told you because she was drunk all the time. Do you recall that?
She was having trouble remembering that day. She had said she had been drinking that night.
Okay. And at one point, she told you that she was an alcoholic, didn't she? She drinks 24 hours a day.
Do you have the page for that, ma'am?
Sure. Page 7 of the most recent transcript, the top of the page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you recall that she told you that?
Yes, ma'am.
She's an alcoholic. She drinks 24 hours a day.
Yes, ma'am.
She also told you during the time that she was talking to you that men get rough with her and she has to defend herself. And she defended herself. Page 6, bottom of the page.
Bottom of page 6. I
Yes, it's officer.
don't see that.
Take 1. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking there. That's
At the very bottom, see, it's the,
she speaks about. On my page 6 toward the bottom, it's where I testified what she told me about having 250,000 men. Is that the same page?
and then she says, that's okay, strike that. My client told you while she was talking to you that she didn't intend to kill anyone, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
She said that the killing wasn't intentional.
I need to be.
Page 47 transcript.
Well, he is only 3'2" Puddletown, so I think I could take him. Maybe. Not intentional. That's right. Don't bring Sarah Boone into this mess. Could you imagine these two people together? Those two people. She'd be drinking her wine. She'd be drinking whatever. People would wind up in suitcases and in the ground like they did. She is kind of like the, except she 250,000, 250K. I really am hoping the jury heard that and called BS real quick. He does need a higher chair. Or he might be sitting on phone books. I would like to see him as a practicing lawyer, to see him in action. Because I don't know what I think about him as a judge at this point. We're not very far into this. I don't know why they keep but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Flashman. Also, I had the big hair, I had the perm, I had the big bangs. But I never just like crimped this much of my hair. I don't understand that. Maybe I was just missing something in the 90s because I was still trying to hang on to in 1992 because I was still probably hanging on to 1989. But she's got this attorney up here has this like that much of her hair crimped and it's weird. It's bugging me. I don't like it. It's like she just set the crimper as when it would go, and then she was done. Oh yeah, Paultown, I was there. Trust me. No. Permed hair, big hair was my jam. I loved it. My husband would be in heaven if I brought it back, but I'm not going to. He'd also be in heaven if I wore jeans and high heels every day. Not practical. So, you know. I'm sorry, Tracy. You have my sympathies. You really do, because it's really going to be nice here.
Sit toward the top or bottom end.
Page 47, old transcript, second tape.
The judge flashbang, being the judge in action as an attorney.
Yes, I'm
Not Sarah
sorry.
Boone.
Page 47, second tape, bottom of the page. She indicates to you that she didn't intend to kill anybody. Does she not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Officer, I have another question. You testified in direct examination from a map that was placed on the easel, and you made a little summary of that and the way that one would travel from one point to the next. When did you make that?
Several days ago.
Okay, that's how you would travel, is that right?
I took the most direct routes, the most major arteries that would be available.
Okay, so you don't know that that's how she travels, is that true?
No, ma'am.
I have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, please, for just a couple. I just want to only address those areas of transcript Ms. Jenkins referred to. And first, I'd like you to look at transcript number 1, page 6.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like you to read that paragraph where she began a line or two below. The paragraph or the portion she was reading from begins, and I wasn't about to let somebody skip out on my money. Begin reading there and read to the end of the page. Page 6, transcript 1.
And
Are these the words of Aileen Wuornos, correct?
That's correct. And I wasn't about to let somebody skip out on my money that I'm working for, and I think is very kind of clean, because I use rubbers all the time. And I wasn't about to let somebody rape me either. So when they got really huffy with me, which, excuse me, which I had gone through.
Objection, Your Honor. That's the first. Okay, you can stop the word inaudible. Continue the word inaudible.
Which I had gone through over 250,000 men.
Now stop there. And begin with, so that's, I just want to clear this.
So that's, I just want to clear this. I want to get this all out in the open. I want to clear it, and I want to clear my girlfriend because she's not involved. She's very innocent.
Thank you. All right, look at transcript 1, number 7, again, dealing with the rest of the statement which Ms. Jenkins referred to. And begin with, so I shot him. That's the bottom of page 7.
All right, sir. And read through where?
Yep, just that. So I shot him.
So I shot him, and then I
Your
thought.
Honor, I object, I didn't cite to that in the transcript. Page 7, the second tape.
She told me to look at it, we're here on the same wavelength there.
Second tape.
You indicated it's the second tape?
Second tape, yes.
All right, let's go to the second tape, page 7. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And this is where Ms. Jenkins asked you if he didn't say that she didn't say that he'd started to get violent. Would you read that entire statement, beginning with the doors are open?
Yes, sir. The doors are open, okay. So then he's getting really heavy, on me, and stuff. And I'm going like, now he's getting to where he just wants to just, unzip his pants, not take his pants off or anything, just start having sex and stuff. And I said, well, why don't you just disrobe or something, I mean, why do you have to have your clothes still on? Then he started getting violent with me, so we're fighting a little bit, and I had my purse right on the passenger floor.
All right, sir, thank you. And finally, was it second transcript, page 21, Ms. Jenkins? I don't want to get the wrong transcript.
I think so. Trying to get my notes.
All right, and begin with 21, where I shot him in the side, and just read to the end of the page, and that deals where she talked about what she talked about.
All right. Ms. Wuornos says, I shot him in the side. I stated, okay. Ms. Wuornos says, and then he got out of the car. I then replied, he was behind the steering wheel. Ms. Wuornos says, right. And I advised, okay. Ms. Wuornos says, he got out of the car, and then he was coming toward me, and I shot him again, I think in the stomach.
And did she describe how to finish the sentence? Was it not finished? I shot him again, I think, in the stomach.
That's page 20.
Okay, yes, go ahead. I'm sorry, it continues.
I'll start with the last line again. He got out of the car, and then he was coming toward me, and I shot him again, I think in the stomach or in the chest or somewhere around that area.
Continue.
Then he fell to the ground, and then I took no weight when he fell to the ground, and then I think, because I was so drunk, I'm not sure, but I think if I remember right, I just kept shooting him.
After he fell to the ground.
But
No further questions, John?
Oh, stop. Wait. All right. I didn't think that was ever going to end. Yes, I was thinking, and yes. Well, because it autoplays the next one, so I'm always trying to stop it. They start muted, so I don't know. The next, we're not doing it today because this has gone longer than I generally like to do this, but his testimony alone was 2 hours. And he went to sleep 12 times and probably had 6 meals, flash fan. So the next one is the attorneys arguing outside the presence of the jury. So I don't know if you guys want to watch that on Wednesday. It's an hour. And then this guy's still on the stand for a little bit. I'm not sure how long yet because I was just looking to see what was coming up for Wednesday. Also, you guys, the little typewriter that she's using, I believe, is in shorthand. And just like on TV, she has already read back from it, if you remember. The judge had her read something back, which we don't see nowadays. The judge doesn't say, hey, can you read that back? And then they pull that paper up and just rattle it off because they know that. I tried to learn shorthand and I could not do it. Like I said, yeah, Flash fan, I just would... Attorneys are interesting people to me because when you're just talking to them and they're just really talking to you as a, person, not a client or whatever. And then when you watch them that switch flips and they go into a lawyer mode or attorney mode, and you just watch it, and their mind is completely different, at least in the one attorney I know. When I watched him go into lawyer mode, it was fascinating, and I just was like fascinated by it. So the judge, I would like to see him be on the other side of a judge and arguing and see how he was as an attorney. Yes, I could not think of it. A stenographer. Yeah, that stuff. My mom could do it. I never could get the hang of it. I was like, what? My mind is not going to be able to wrap itself around these little symbols and squiggles and everything else. You got destroyed by a lawyer and a friendly debate. Well, he was a lawyer, or she. Was it on the basketball court? Just kidding. Also, I'm wondering if the prosecutor has OCD about where that lectern or podium thingy should be, because he always moves it back to the same place and the defense always moves it up. She moved it up even though she didn't move it to the middle of the floor like the other guy does. And I'm wondering if they're just doing that to mess with that man, because he's always putting it back. He cannot have it. He can't. I don't even know if he's doing it consciously, but he cannot have it where they put it for some reason. He's like, it's got a mark on the floor, and that's where it goes. Yes, we'll be back Wednesday, and we will continue on with this lovely, lovely trial. I do like the sniping on the lawyers. Gets a little. It went on a lot today, and it's going to go on some more. Obviously, we don't see that very much. They're not supposed to give speaking objections, as if you picked up on that, even though they kind of do. And sometimes the judge won't let them say what their objections are. So, like, okay, that guy's like, I don't know what they're objecting to. You're saying he's moving it because his notes are on the table? Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's just funny because they move it every time and he moves it right back. I don't know what that means. Yeah, just say objection, but what is it? Object to what? I can't tell you. Oh, that's stenography. Yeah, no. Nope. And they read that as this is Anne? No. I thought they were like doing little shorthand thingies over there. Nope. Okay. I don't know. Yes. Tracy, no. Objection, lack of chicken. Gabby does do a lot of movies and stuff in Discord, so you can join the Discord. You don't have to be a member or anything. You can just click the link and join in there. She just watched the Ruby Frankie docuseries that Hulu did, which was pretty good because it had Ruby Frankie's soon-to-be ex-husband and two oldest children on there. The daughter calls her parents by their first name now. I don't think has anything to do with it. And then she did I don't know I think you were rewatching the Fox Hollow one, Fox Hollow Farm, Baumeister up in the Indianapolis area in Hamilton County. It's about an hour and a half from me. I actually have a friend that lives about 10 minutes from there. I told them to go knock on the door. Go look around, see what you find. They said no. I was like, it's like your neighbor. Just Go knock on the door. So that was a really good docuseries on that. Brought in a possible other Goodyear, I think was his last name, Mark Goodyear. He was supposedly the only survivor of Baumeister, but it's kind of looking like maybe he was more than that he might have been an accomplice. He's very careful with what he says even now because he'll even say, I don't want to do, 20 years. Yeah, he's a strange character. He's creepy. He knows stuff. He's not going to say it. That's fine. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to go to prison either. But he knows it. And maybe he'll leave a detailed letter upon his, like deathbed or whatever. But yeah, if you haven't watched either one of those, very good. And I don't like say go watch docuseries very much just because I don't trust them sometimes after some I've seen over the past few years putting stuff in there that never was presented in court or was proven to be false in court. So, and then they still just hang on to it. I don't do that. Yeah, I watched that movie in the theater. Are you talking about the movie Monster with her or about her, Aileen, or is there a movie Monsters? I don't know. But anyway, that's all I have. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are yet. Flashman is still waiting to see the bias in the judge. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. I don't know because sometimes the defense makes good objections and sometimes I'm like, what are you objecting to now? Like it's a lot and we don't get to hear the sidebars obviously and we don't get to hear the arguments even when he sends the jury out. They cut those out. But we will get to hear their arguments on Wednesday. Yay us. Unless I just listen to them and if we start them and we can't understand them, we'll just skip. I don't know that you would, Flashman. I don't know that you would. Trust, I don't know. Sometimes you have to take an older person's word. Yes, Flashman is guilty of being hungry. He objected to no chicken. And I think Puddletown put chicken into evidence. And then we're talking about stenography or whatever it's called. And I thought it was shorthand. Uh-oh. You got... Well, that is going to be somebody else's problem. I don't even know if there's anybody even going to send you guys to. I should just drop you in the middle of like Judge Middleton's. It looks like Squid is live. If you guys will, if I send you over there, if you'll at least say hi, I would appreciate it. I think last time I sent you guys somewhere and I didn't tell anybody I was doing that and nobody went. It's like, oh, hey, there's a no raid. It's just, I'm kidding. I don't know let's see what Squid's talking about. Holy crap, she's got 527 people watching. So she's doing, looks like a Hales thing. Well, I don't have to send you there if you would rather go somewhere else or go nowhere at all. I can just end the stream. It doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to be nice and pay it forward. I don't know anything about the hails, so I can't comment on it. I'll just end. How about that? I know you worry. All right. I'll see you guys all back Wednesday. There was a trial last week that we kind of followed when it happened last summer. That happened. I have it. I'm trying to, the audio, man. My gosh. It's so sad compared to what we're listening to now. And so I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but we might jump out of this and it's a very quick trial. It's just a few days. And do that one because it's the one where the woman ran into the Swan Boat Club up in Michigan and unalived those 2 kids, injured the mom and several other people. But the audio in it is really, I don't know if it's not good or if it's because we've been listening to this and now my expectations are high. I'm not sure. So we might, if you guys want to. We've got the Ring doorbell footage of her car speeding. And then Marcella Chidester, something like that. And then it has the camera footage from inside the building when she came barreling through. It's a lot. Yeah. She's claiming that she had a seizure. They're claiming she was drinking. I'm going to go with the second one. She's flying on that thing. I saw the video of inside. It's not good. Those poor people, because they're just going about minding their own business, and then that happens. It's just weird because you just want them to move. It's like on the Titanic. You're like, don't get on the ship because everyone's going to perish. And you just know these people are getting ready to have the worst day of their life happen. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, move, get out, stop. And there's just nothing you can do. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really trying to see about the audio because bad audio sucks. So, alrighty. Well, do you guys want to go somewhere or not go somewhere? 599 viewers? I don't know. Do we? Could have been both because they didn't take our license. Yeah. I think I haven't watched it, just trying to pick out a channel that the judge delayed the testimony being released. So I think Court TV kind of did it in snippets. There's some news channels up there that did the whole thing. There's one news channel that I know I can stream off of because I did freaking Shonda. Have a good day, Puddletown. Off that channel, and I didn't have any issues, but they didn't show all of it. They only did day 1, day 3. And then there's another channel that split. They didn't do day 1, but they did day 2, 3, but didn't do the last day. So then I finally found a channel that did all the days, but it doesn't have them in order. And it doesn't say day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So I spent most of the morning trying to get those in order and trying to kind of listen to it to see if it was something. if it was going to work or not. And I just don't know too about this channel. I don't have my copyright strike anymore. I am free from that. So yay, I passed all the school and all the stuff. But if somebody nailed me, if I did 3 days of that trial and somebody nailed me with 3 copyright strikes in a row, my channel would be gone. I wouldn't even have it. It would be just toast. Poof, gone. So I don't know. What's gone? I don't know what you're talking about. Flashman. Your youth? Oh, my copyright stuff. See, I'm tired. My brain, it's an hour behind. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry about that comment about your youth being gone. Your youth is not gone. It's not gone. That's what you get for calling us all old. You still have, a couple years. All right, I'm sending you a squid, so please at least say hi. I would appreciate it, especially since she's got like a gazillion people there. All right, that's set. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys all Wednesday at noon Eastern time, whatever we're in, the thing. 1 Tracy time, 11 Adair time, 10 Sir Frank Otter time, and 9 Chrissy time. So have a great day. If it's warm out, go enjoy it. Tracy, I send my sympathies to you and your snow. I'll see you guys all later.